boosted its chances of Champions League qualification, getting the better of their rivals in the race for the top four at St James Park. Jurgen Klopp's side impressed as they ran out 2-0 winners, following an energetic first-half display, in which they raced into a 2-goal lead. Midfield aces Stefan Bajcetic and Jordan Henderson set the tone as the Reds' new-look front three matched them for effort, with Mohamed Salah's relentless closing of Newcastle's backline causing havoc during counter-attacks. Famously calls his gegenpressing style the best playmaker in the world, and were true exponents of this at their best versus the Magpies. Newcastle was looking to avenge the 2-1 defeat at Anfield earlier in the season, where a 98-minute Fabio Carvalho strike proved the difference between the two sides following a spicy encounter. Headed up to St James Park knowing that they could potentially breathe new life into their season and put themselves in contention for a place in the top four come the end of the season. Player ratings, winners and losers versus Newcastle as Cody Gakpo hopes realized and 3xl4 things seen versus Newcastle as proves change amid quiet. Real Madrid boost. Newcastle, on the other hand, was fully aware that any slip-ups could allow a route back into the fight for the Champions League places, possibly at their expense. Looked largely unfazed, however, and was 2-0 up within the first 20 minutes with goals from and Cody Gakpo silencing a raucous St James Park crowd. From there the Reds looked largely in control, with Newcastle unable to match the Reds for quality across the 90 minutes. Bajcetic continued to impress in midfield, with his willingness to do the dirty work proving pivotal for the Reds. The young Spaniard's constant harrying of Newcastle's potential difference-makers will have thrilled his manager. If the 19-year-old has looked like a cross between compatriot and the now-departed Gini Wijnaldum in previous weeks, then the youngster's pressing was more reminiscent of midfield partner Jordan Henderson. At this point, he's giving Darren Farley a run for his money as foremost impressionist. It also was refreshing to see Jordan Henderson continue his renaissance at the heart of midfield, following his lung-busting efforts in the win over Everton on Monday. The Reds captain also looked back to his tenacious best, setting the tone and forcing Newcastle's defenders back towards their own goal on a couple of occasions during the first half. Dubbed a pressing machine by his manager following his performance in the Merseyside derby, Henderson lived up to his billing once more during another gutsy display against Eddie Howe's side. This energy ran throughout team during the first half at St James Park, with Klopp's new-look front three demonstrating the same level of commitment and intensity. On two occasions, Mohamed Salah was able to steal a march on Newcastle's high line during a dismal first 45 minutes for the Magpies. In the 22nd minute, the Egyptian superstar broke free of Newcastle's back four and had only Nick Pope to beat before the former Burnley stopper handled the ball outside the box, leaving referee Anthony Taylor with no choice but to give him his marching orders. Taylor would reach for his pocket once more after set the legendary winger free once more before Miguel Almiron was forced to foul him, receiving a yellow card for his troubles. Not to be outdone, mercurial forward Núñez found himself back in his own box at one point to close off a potential opening for Kieran Trippier during the first half. In short, the Uruguayan, who took his goal well after taking down an incisive lofted pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold before dispatching past a flailing Nick Pope, was everywhere at points before the break. Cody Gakpo also now looks like he's been a fixture in this side for years. His work rate matched his teammates in the Reds' three-pronged attack, and it feels as though we are now seeing what the Dutchman is capable of. What a difference a week makes. Klopp introduced Harvey Elliott, Diogo Jota and on the 60-minute mark as he looked to maintain the levels of energy which had characterized S first-half display. In truth, the Reds seemed more comfortable maintaining possession at this point, however, and were seemingly under strict instructions to stifle Newcastle and defend their hard-earned two-goal lead. It will probably come as no surprise that Firmino was the most effective of the aforementioned quartet after they were introduced, with left-back Dan Burn put under pressure by the Brazilian on a couple of occasions. A special mention must go to, who at 37, remains unwavering in his application. A vital challenge on Alan Saint-Maximin showed his guile. In truth, however, this match was defined by S' swashbuckling start to the game. If the Reds are able to maintain their level of effort and intensity from now and the end of the season, one would not put it past them to salvage their season. With Real Madrid next up at Anfield, a game in which the intensity is sure to be ramped up the max, Klopp's favorite playmaker will only be further aided, with the building blocks now in place from which to build on. On Tuesday night, in the intense atmosphere under the lights, perhaps S' pressing machine has shown enough glimpses that it could fully ignite. Opens transfer talks as Jurgen Klopp target put up for sale. Guimaraes provides Bellingham clue as awaits summer transformation.